Hi, my name is Tom Jones, a fellow church member and Christ follower. I have been a Christian most of my adult life, but when I retired, I tried to rethink what that might look like with a little more time in my hands. Surely it included the disciplines of Bible reading, study, prayer, worship, and submission. But up until about 10 years ago, it largely excluded the discipline of service, at least service to those who had no way to repay me. But with more time in my hands, I felt God nudging me toward the homeless ministries in our church. But I had never even met a homeless person, and I was certainly not equipped to help one. Then one day, I received an invitation at our church from another member who invited me to go to Lewis Park right here in Conroe and serve a breakfast to the homeless. I reluctantly agreed, and to my surprise, when I got there, conversation came easily. After talking with people that are experiencing homelessness and listening to their stories, over time I developed a compassion for them and a genuine desire to help them. I began to serve and prepare lunch at the Salvation Army. I was able to be a board member for Family Promise, an organization here in Conroe that helps homeless families with children. I joined the ID recovery team for the homeless, which helps those that are without home and living in shelters or in the woods reobtain their Texas photo IDs and birth certificates so they can find work, so they can cash a check or do anything that life requires. I also became connected with Compassion United, one of the premier organizations in Montgomery County that works with the hardcore, the chronic homeless, and helps them transition back into independent living. They're also a partner of our church. At Compassion United, I was able to help teach classes and become a one-on-one mentor for men living in the Compassion United Transition House. Over the past 10 years, I have learned that service is connected with sharing the gospel. When someone has lost their home, they have usually lost their hope along with it, and they're grappling with all of the mistakes that they have made in their life that led them to homelessness. They're looking for a better way, a better life. And these are all fertile grounds for sharing the gospel of Jesus. So myself and my associates are able to work every week being the arms and legs of Jesus for them, mostly through our actions, but sometimes through our words. Recently, we've had an opportunity here at the church to provide the Alpha class, a 10-week introduction to the Christian faith, to all of the men and women who are residents of the shelters at Compassion United. I believe service is also connected to justice, a biblical theme in the Old and New Testament that I have enjoyed revisiting the last several years. In the Gospel of Matthew, Jesus tells a very familiar parable about the separation of the sheep from the goats. To the sheep, he promises eternal inheritance in God's kingdom, all because they helped the least and the lost. They gave them something to drink. They fed them. They gave them clothing and shelter. They visited them when they were sick or were in prison. And then Jesus goes on to say that if we do this for the least and lost, it's the same thing as doing it for him personally. Now we know from other parts of the Bible that our salvation is through faith. But the letter from James reminds us that faith without works is dead. And I believe all of us Christians are called to action, actions of renewal and repentance for ourselves as well as our neighbors. So for me, the discipline of service, although it came late in my life, has been an incredible blessing to me. It has helped me more fully understand the greatness of God's love and mercy forgiveness and compassion for all of us, and best of all, it lets us be part of it.